Welcome to Vodcast number 4. This is about using Trig to solve some story problems. And there's a couple things you need to know before we start this, before we start solving any problems, and that is some terms like angle of elevation and angle of depression. So if you're in this hot air balloon here, that goes up, and you look down on the ground at somebody, let me draw a little stick figure here. Here's this person down here waving up at you. This is a great stick figure. This is my highly talented. Oh, there we go. Okay, here's this person. You're up in the air, hot air balloon, and you're looking down at this person. Here's your line of sight to this person. And we talk about the angle of depression is the angle that your eye makes with a line horizontal or parallel to the ground. So this angle right here is called the angle of depression. Sometimes the angle of declination. This line is parallel to the ground. This is the line of sight. Now, if this person is looking up at you, let me make this line of sight. That's supposed to be the line of sight. If this person is looking up at you, my lines where I want them. If this person is looking up at you, he is also looking up. Best angle. You can also draw a line that is parallel to the ground, so a horizontal line. And this angle right here is called the angle of elevation. So it depends on your point of view, the angle of elevation. Well, these lines that are parallel to the ground are parallel to each other. So those are the angle of depression and the angle of elevation are alternate interior angles formed by parallel lines, so those are congruent angles. So whenever you're told about the angle of depression, you also could draw an angle of elevation. Well, to solve some problems here, we might be interested in let's say we wanted to know the height of this balloon and we knew some information. Well, we could form a right triangle by dropping a perpendicular there, or we could drop, we could use this triangle. So we can use these right triangles and do right triangle trig using the line of sight as the hypotenuse and these parallel lines as one leg and the altitude as another leg. Okay, let's solve a problem. I'm going to just do one quick problem here. Here's the problem I have. You're on the observation deck of the Space Needle, which is 520 feet above the ground. You look down at your car at an angle of depression of 56 degrees. How far is your car from the base of the Space Needle? Well, you would want to draw a good picture. I cheated and found a picture on the internet of the Space Needle. And I also found a Monopoly car. There's the car, and you're up here. So you draw yourself a picture, and here's the observation deck, and you're right there. I think that's the observation deck. And you look down at your car, and there it is. And here's the ground. Let me put the ground line in. Here's the ground right there. And there's the base of the Space Needle, and here's my picture. And here, where would the angle of depression be? Well, I didn't really, from the person in the Space Needle, that's the angle of depression of 56 degrees. That means from the car's point of view, that's an angle of elevation of 56 degrees. This distance here, I should probably do in a different color. This distance here is 520 feet. So what kind of, I'm trying to find this distance here. Let's call it D. I'm trying to find D, and I know those pieces of information? Well, I could write a ratio. That is 520 divided by d is, what is that? That's the opposite over the adjacent. That is this tangent of 56 degrees. I could solve that by doing 520 equals d times the tangent of 56, and find d by doing 520 divided by the tangent of 56, which is, let's calculate it here, 520 divided by the tangent of 56 degrees is 350.7 feet. I am equals d 357. How much was that? Points 350.7. So d is equal to 350.7 feet. So the main thing is to be able to interpret the problem, draw a good right triangle picture, label things, label the size, label the angles that you know, and then set things up just the way we've been doing with other problems. That's the end.